This topic brings me to Eminem, right? Because I believe Eminem has probably, he not even probably, he has the greatest community in hip hop, right?
Okay.
Where it assures his success because he speaks to his community, and by community I'm talking about his fan base.
The
Right? I know,
stance,
yeah, I know we use community as like black people, but I'm talking about actual fans.
fan base.
So it's like when he puts out a song, it's gonna guarantee a level of success because he has been consistent with his community this whole entire time. Where he's not worried about competing with all of hip hop. Right now, he's satisfying his fan base. Right?
So when you say success, you mean from a numbers perspective? You
Yeah,
mean
from a numbers perspective.
logistically? Okay.
So, I said before, matter of fact, I remember you retweeted something, you posted it when I talked about Drake. And that one went viral. I wasn't expecting it to.
Which one?
I said that it was just after his, not this album, but the last album came out. And I was like, Drake never ever said something conscious.
That ain't his lane.
It was something around that about it. Somebody had said some tweet under it. There was a lot of funny ones. I ain't gonna lie, Black Twitter, music Twitter is different. And you had posted that one up. I was dying laughing, but I didn't have no expectation of it, but it's just an observation, right? I like
Yeah.
making observations and sharing them with the world. But anyway, with Eminem, I had recently tweeted that Big Sean, what did I say exactly? I said Big Sean I think I said he makes better music than Eminem. Or I might have said a better artist, I'm not sure. But I put a qualifying statement in the caption that I'm saying in the terms of making music, not rapping. Right? Because I think with Eminem, the thing is ain't nobody go out rap Eminem. Right? I look at, you got like Wayne, you got like Eminem, is like, I feel like this generation to look at is like two of the top rappers ever to exist, right? To even imagine being a rapper. And that's based on his skill set, right? But when it comes to music that the culture listen to, you are going to have more recent hits of Big Sean in your head than Eminem, right?
See, man, I was with him because he's saying the same thing. Let me finish what he's
You
saying.
have more recent hits of Big Sean in your head than Eminem, right? But when it comes to, and to wrap that point up, because I want to know your thought process on that, but when it comes to being able to house a fan base, I don't think that no other artist has done it as successful as Eminem. Because even while Drake maintains his success, Eminem has his community over here that nobody is ciphering from at all. His community may still listen to everybody else, but their loyalty is over here. They're not comparing to say Eminem is now second, he's third, he's fourth, he's fifth. He's just Eminem. Right? So my question is,
So that's loaded. That's loaded. Eminem is Eminem. His fan base ain't going nowhere. I mean, and he has the best fan base. He's right. But just because other artists don't have as large a fan base as Eminem doesn't necessarily mean anything. You know what I mean? That's a loaded Eminem. That's a loaded topic. Just saying what he said there about Eminem. So Drake, for example, when Drake drops, the world stops. You know what I mean? It may not be to the effect of Eminem, but that's because that's Eminem. But when Drake drops, the world stops. K-Dot drops, the world stops. Jay-Z drops, the world stops. You know what I'm saying? They have those. These artists have built their fan base enough where people are going to download and listen to this music because they've turned into like music staples. So that's one point. And then as soon as he said, the culture doesn't listen to Eminem, he lost me. Because that's everybody's same argument when you try to confine Eminem to the culture, right? We could do the same thing. You're gonna confine Drake to the culture. You have some people out here that won't even consider Drake a rapper anymore. He's an artist. Is he for the culture? You know what I'm saying? That all depends on the listeners, right? And with Eminem, it's loaded because first of all, like you said, debatably the best rapper to ever pick up a pen. You have that. And his fan base, hate it or not, if Eminem wasn't white, he wouldn't be as popular as he is. It has a lot to do with it because the majority of hip hop listeners are white. And that's just because the color of their skin, it's because the relatability to the artist. It's like their culture. You know what I'm saying? He is talking about what the majority of white people can relate to. Like black folks typically can't relate to a lot of the stuff Eminem's saying. Right? It's different cultures. That's part of the reason why Eminem has turned into what he's turned into, right? And then the whole comparison into like him and Big Sean, that's subjective as shit too. Like, because depending on the listener, you're gonna get a different answer. If I was gonna entertain that question, who's a better artist or who makes better music, right? Everything that Big Sean puts out, I'm gonna relate to because that's my culture. But given the amount of music Eminem has put out, there's certain pockets of what he's put out that I can relate to too. And he has bangers as well. He has slaps, right? So I too get you can't, but at the end of the day, you can't really get objective about that. It's subjective as shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Big Sean ain't got no Till I Collapse, right? And anybody is gonna enjoy that fucking song, but then you got music that Big Sean puts out that's gonna directly apply to, you know, black culture. But at the same token, you got Eminem that's got songs out that's gonna directly apply to white culture. So it's like tomato, you know, potato at this point, man. It's just, to me, it sounds like another way to attempt to discredit what Eminem has been able to do as an artist, right? It ain't his fault he's fucking white. You know what I'm saying? It ain't his fault that he isn't the culture in a lot of black folks' eyes, even though if you knew your homework about Eminem, he is culture. Like, that's where he came from, culture. There's not another rapper out here who has had the hip hop journey that Eminem has. It's just it's culture. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Number one, what have you learned from Eminem, or have you, as far as his ability to maintain that sort of base? Because I feel like that's the basis of how all rappers should build their communities going forward.
but they already do though. They already do. Rappers already do that. You know, Jay-Z, he rapped to his fan base. That's why he became Jay-Z. 50 rapped to his fan base. You put the hooks in them through what you know how to do. It's just that Eminem was able to put his hooks into the majority of hip-hop listeners because he looked like me. He been through what the fuck I've been through. He be saying this shit that people be scared to say, that I be thinking any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and his approach to hip-hop was entirely different than anybody else's, man. Like, bro, all of that, like, it makes sense when you pull back and think about it. It's really not that complicated. Like, Eminem was doing shit nobody else ever fucking did before. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, he's tapping into his people.
And then number two, do you think Big Sean makes better music than Eminem?
Okay, let's go to let's go to the beginning of the question.
Yeah.
Eminem's ability to be able to connect to his fan base is his ability to be able to do that is so unprecedented.
Mm-hmm.
And it all starts, I was there from the beginning. It all starts with somebody being courageous enough to be vulnerable and to be transparent and to tell a story that we hadn't heard yet in hip hop.
Facts.
And be okay with however people feel about it.
No filter.
I think just the fact that he rapped so well, and then he told a story that we had never heard before, and he made hit records while doing it. I think it just resonated with people in a way that has transcended from generation to generation to generation. I think now, and nobody's ever done it like that, ever. So I think now, where we are now and where he is now, and where he is as a man, he's doing just what he wants to do now. He wants to just out-rap people now.
Facts.
He's not necessarily focused on trying to make the biggest hits in the world. You know what I mean? So I think the music that he's making now is just a reflection of that, and I think that the way that he chooses to compete is what brings him fulfillment. Yep. And I think that that's what the realm of art is about.
You can't rap better than me.
It's impossible for him
50 years old.
For him to compete with Big Sean. It's like you talking about a total different generation. Mm-hmm. Marshall isn't supposed to be able to resonate. He's not supposed to be able to think the thought that connects to the 17, 18-year-old before something that comes out of Big Sean's mind. Big Sean has his finger on the pulse of current culture.
Facts.
In a way that Marshall it would be impossible for him to have his finger on the pulse in the same way.
But what you should do, is Big Sean being current and having his finger on the culture of hip hop. You know what I mean? Compare this Big Sean to when Eminem was in his bag culturally. So now you putting Big Sean, put any of Big Sean's discography up against Stan, Cleaning Out My Closet, White America, Mosh, Hi, My Name Is, The Way I Am, Soldier, Fuck Till I Collapse. Bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? You really want to take it there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even with that, it depends on the fucking audience. But, bruh, like, when Eminem was in his bag of doing shit nobody had ever heard before, impactful shit that took over the fucking world, it don't matter how culturally familiar you are with the fucking sound of a rapper, like AKA Big Sean. Like, you talking about the impact Eminem had when he was, bruh, from Slim Shady LP to Marshall Mathers LP, to Eminem Show. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You talking about the Eminem Show, the highest fucking selling hip hop album of all time. Like, you just skating over that because Buddy's just thinking of it. Sounds like Buddy is just thinking about this Eminem right now. You know what I'm saying? And Royce broke it down. Eminem ain't out here trying to fucking make banging ass records taking over the world. He's out here just fucking show y'all, bro. I'm 50 years old and I can still do this. I can still out rap your favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? But when Eminem was in his bag, putting out these monster ass records, Lose Yourself, 8 Mile, come on, bro. What are we talking about now? What are we talking about? Like, who's a better artist? What are we talking about? Would you be able to fucking encompass an entire movie in a song like that? You know what I'm saying? Would you be able to convey emotion the way Eminem does in Cleaning Out My Closet? Are you able to write a story like Stan? Come on now, man. I know I'm sounding like a Stan now. You gotta keep it 1,000 now. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about like the large scale of Eminem, right? Where I can pick out certain, pockets of time where Eminem can compete with anybody. You know what I mean? Like right now, this Eminem can't make better sounding music than Big Sean, because what the fuck Royce said. But if we really want to do this, you want to take prime Big Sean against prime Eminem, dog. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, dog. It's not even close. Not even close. I'm taking myself out of it. Bro, come on, dog. Come on, man. What are we talking about? Bro? Like, low-key was disrespectful to make that comparison, bro. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be out here trying to compare Big Sean to Eminem, dog. That's real shit. I didn't even think about it like that.
He lives a completely different life.
Facts.
It's been a completely different journey, So,
I seen he said it was Jordan Lucas, Kendrick, and Cole. I think he said is his only competition.
Well,
I didn't see that interview.
Wait,
he's probably not even thinking about Eminem in that regard, though. But he's talking. These are motherfuckers in their prime doing their thing right now. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear him say Jay-Z. You didn't hear him say Kanye West. You didn't hear him say Lil Wayne. That's why you didn't hear him say Eminem, because those are the pioneers of this shit. What do I look like as a little pup trying to compete with them? You know what I mean? Without I know who my peers are, and I'm talking about my peers. Eminem is not my peer.
But I did see that headline. Just based off of the conversation that I have with him, we talk about this kind of thing all the time. That's not something that he would really say. You know what I mean? But he
I see Jordan Lucas posted it.
Yeah, but I mean, he speaks very highly of everybody you just said. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. But that's my only competition part. I don't know. I've never heard him say no shit like that. But I know he speaks just as highly as Sean. You know what I mean? Like, he thinks of Sean the same way.
Do you think Big Sean underrated? I think he underrated.
As a lyricist, hell yeah. As a lyricist, hell yeah. But I think people can't walk and chew gum at the same time. You know what I mean? And they, I think they associate his brand with they associate his brand with young and commercial because he's very marketable. He's a superstar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's a lyrical one.
Facts.
And people aren't used to necessarily seeing that. And he comes from Detroit, and he doesn't rap like the Detroit guys now that are kind of like they holding the flag right now.
Yeah.
They running the world. You know, the world is biting their style. Sean don't come from that. Sean went to
Lyricist.
Cass Tech. He vibed off many types of things. He vibed off Eminem. He comes with flows. He's a practitioner rapper. You know what I mean? These guys are hustlers. They're motivators.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
They're not rappers, bro. They street rappers. It's different. Street rappers versus a lyricist. Big Sean is a fucking lyricist.
Yeah,
I think
Detroit
that's
got
one.
his own sound.
Yeah, that's one of the
Dope.
things that makes us strong. But Sean, the way that he does it, he was meant to be a superstar. He was meant to be up under somebody like Kanye. Kanye was the perfect person to give him tutelage. You know what I mean? Who makes better music between him and Eminem? That's super subjective, and that's like one of the
Yeah.
fun things about this shit.
That's the fun thing about hip hop, though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
like
conversations and
those
debates and
conversations-
arguments around it.
Those conversations are fun, and I'm sure that post gave people something to talk about for days and days and days and days.
That's all I wanted to do anyway.
You know what I mean?